I absolutely love sweet potatoes. These guys are some of my favorite things. You could do so much with them. It could be your most basic accompaniment, or you could make bread, pastries, desserts, you can mash them, you can sweeten them, you can make them savory, you can make fries, you can make chips. Today, we're making pizza. I grew up with potato bread, potato rolls. I've made sweet potato rolls on this channel. It comes out really good. It really does change the way that you think about potato rolls, and I think sweet potato pizza dough will do the same thing for pizza. So let's get going. This is really simple. It's really incredibly easy to make. I am gonna make this overnight. I'm gonna let the dough sit for a day. You don't have to do that, but if you do, you'll get a punchier taste. So let's get that made, then we'll find out what Monica has to say. Will sweet potatoes change her mind about pizza dough? I think so. So first thing that we need to do is peel and cube our sweet potato. And then I'm just going to drop it into some cold water with a big pinch of salt and boil it for about 15 minutes. While we're waiting for that to boil, one of my favorite pizza toppings is cashews. If you've been around the channel for a while, you probably already know, but if you haven't, welcome. My name's SauceStache. Click the subscribe button if you like this. This might be unique to you and it might be fairly novel, but we're gonna start with 1 cup of whole cashews. I'm gonna just drop them in a little container here, cover them with a bit of water, just enough to cover them up. Big pinch of salt, probably a full teaspoon kosher salt. Now I'm gonna roll out and squeeze the juice of 1 lemon, seeds. Now you're probably thinking, this is odd, lemon cashew pizza topping. Again, if you've been around for a while, you already know there goes a seed. I'm gonna grow a lemon tree in my kitchen. Throw the lid on that. We're gonna throw this in the fridge overnight. Usually just maybe like an hour or 2 would be fine, but overnight, this is gonna be awesome. This whole thing overnight is gonna be awesome. Okay, after the 15 minutes, we're just gonna take our sweet potatoes, saving the water. This is nice, starchy sweet potato water, but we're gonna just drop the sweet potatoes into a bowl. Don't worry about getting excess water in there, it's okay. And we're gonna mash them up. Once they're mashed up, we're just gonna set these aside to cool. So we're gonna grab about a cup of this starchy water, along with about a ½ cup of bread flour. Just gonna whisk that in without making too much of a mess, because I am making a mess here. Pancake dough consistency. Add just maybe a tablespoon of the sweet potato in there. So I'm just gonna set that aside for just a minute, just watching the temperature. And then to this guy here, we're gonna add about 2 cups of flour, and then a big pinch of salt and about a tablespoon of olive oil. Now I'm just gonna kind of gently mix this together. You can see these big lumps, that's okay. Okay, so this is at about 114 degrees. So I'm just going to mix this packet in. Now this yeast is gonna love this sweet potato, but I am gonna add just a little bit of maple syrup just to give it something a little extra to kind of bite onto, not even a teaspoon. So let's just mix this up and set it aside for about 10 minutes. You're gonna see this get nice and foamy. You can already smell this yeast just loving this mix. Yeasty. I've been using Hungry Root for a couple of years now, and I will never go back to a time without it. Hungry Root is like having a personal shopper and a nutritionist all in one. I've told this story a bunch. If you're like Monica and I, figuring out what is for dinner or lunch can be kind of a chore. We both work a lot, we're doing this running and exercise thing now a lot, and healthy meal planning is tough. So Hungry Root takes care of the weekly grocery shopping. They recommend healthy, high quality, nutritious food tailored to your taste, nutrition preferences, and health goals. For Monica and I, getting healthy by eating healthier was one of our main priorities, and Hungry Root has helped dramatically. With over 15,000 recipes shipped each week, there's something for everybody. Whether you're looking for anti-inflammatory, gut-friendly, gluten-free, dairy-free, high protein, and more. And I love that there's no high fructose corn syrups, artificial sweeteners, or preservatives in any of the Hungry Root foods. Just tell Hungry Root about your goals and preferences, and they'll fill your cart with personalized recommendations that get smarter as they learn more about what you like and didn't love. And they always send the best snacks. I always tear open some of the hummus and tortillas or pita or whatever they send. I was putting away the groceries. So gang, take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, take 40% off your first box plus get a free item in every box for life. Click the link below or go to hungryroot.com and use code SAUCE. That's 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life over at hungryroot.com with code SAUCE. Hungry Root, thanks for sponsoring today's video and always for providing me with the most incredible groceries. Okay, so this has gotten nice and bubbly. You can see this is thick, smells amazing. I love that smell. Okay, so at this point, I might have gotten a little overzealous with the amount that I'm making here, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna add about half of this right now. We'll mix this in real nice and slowly, see what happens. Probably will need the whole thing because I do want this to be kind of a wet dough. I know pizza dough people are probably gonna be screaming at me over this. That's not how you make pizza. You know, it's like, I know, this is different. It's still gonna be kind of like pizza. It's still gonna be good, which that's the thing that matters. Once that mixed up, this is really wet. I'm gonna try to knead this out a bit. Probably gonna have to add some more flour. I knew I got a little crazy on this. Probably about a half more cup, I'm thinking. Once we got this thing smooth, I'm just gonna throw it back into the bowl with a little bit of olive oil, cover it up, throw it into my oven just to kind of proof for about an hour. That's gonna be the first proof. Once that's done proofing, I'm gonna pull it out, punch it out. I'm gonna divide it into two. Then I'm just gonna cover that up and throw it into my refrigerator overnight. This is the next day. These have overproofed. That is the theme of today's video. I'm gonna swap these out into some bigger pans. I realize that these bread pans are probably too small. So we're gonna do a probably 8x8 square and then a quarter sheet. I think that's what this is. And then just see if we can do two different styles. Well, they're both gonna be pan style because that's just what I'm in the mood for right now. Now, I'm gonna make my cashew topping, which is kind of like a cheese. We're gonna spoon the cashews out, toss them into the food processor with just a small pinch of nutritional yeast and a couple pinches of salt, probably more salt than you think. It's the saltiness and the sourness that makes this kind of like a cheesy-like topping. If you think this is too much salt, guess what? This is a recipe. You get to modify it how you want. Use less salt. It's not that difficult. There's no need to comment too much salt because it's not too much salt for me. It might be too much salt for you, which means you get to use less. That's the beauty of a recipe. So go ahead and pulse this up and we're just gonna continue pulsing and blending until we get a very smooth paste. We're gonna continue adding the liquid while we're pulsing until it's very smooth. This is gonna be much thinner than a hummus, thicker than a heavy cream. Now for the sauce, I'm just gonna use 1 large clove of garlic, a little bit of olive oil, some salt, and crushed tomatoes. Now I'm just gonna pulse this together until I don't see the garlic floating around. We don't wanna go too far on the tomatoes. We just want those to be pulsed together nicely to give us a nice thin sauce. You can see these look amazing. They have both kind of proofed up even a bit more. This is super proof. I feel all the pizza dough people just screaming at me through the video, and that's okay. So I'm just gonna kind of gently press this down. There doesn't need to be that much air in these. Now I have my oven preheated, 450 degrees. Let's go ahead and get these rolling. First up, we'll use our deep one here. They're both gonna be the same. A bit of tomato sauce on here. I'm not gonna use too much. I don't want this sauce to be too thick. Now I'm just gonna give this some ribbons of this cheese sauce here. And it's gonna cook just like this. And I know this isn't cheese, but cashew sauce, I guess I would say. Love that. Looks awesome. And we're gonna do the same thing on this guy. Now, just to follow suit from like one of my last videos, I'm gonna use up some canned mushrooms. Just gonna toss it on half of both of these. And I think right on pizza, it's a good call. If you don't like canned mushrooms and you think this was a bad idea, then you don't do it. I'm gonna toss this into the oven, let these cook. I'm just gonna give them a watch. It should only be about 15-20 minutes max. I am pretty stoked for both of these. They look awesome, just absolutely awesome. I have a feeling this thicker one here is gonna be more my kind of deal. This is the kind of stuff I like. I think that one looks really good. Nice, crispy crust. Oh, this is gonna be so good, so good. So we'll cut into this and then, yeah, let's see what Monica has to say. Cheers.
Cheers. This is really good.
Right?
The dough is really like airy and soft. It's not like this dense, firm dough or anything like that. Like really nice to bite into.
Yeah.
There's a little crisp. Maybe it's from the bottom. A little bit of crust. That's like a full like pizza crust. It's all crispy on the outside and underneath.
I'm gonna try one of the thin slices now because I can tell it's crispier on the bottom.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, they're both pretty crispy.
I'll grab a thicker slice.
Yeah, just to see if you could tell like a big difference. Cheers.
Cheers. This is really like airy and fluffy.
Well, that's different. So this actually comes out really, I mean, nice and crispy on the bottom. It's a pan pizza, but it is more that like New York style kind of bite as far as like.
My first impression with this was because it was thicker, I maybe felt a little, and I could bite into it more, there was a little bit more denseness to it than that one. But now that I've taken a few bites, I don't really notice it. It just is a nice fluffy dough.
Yeah, this one's lighter for sure. But this is more of your bready dough, like if you like that thick.
But it's really good. And I actually think it's lighter than some of the doughs that like I've had here in Orlando.
Oh, for sure.
That have the same type of like thick pizza.
Yeah.
Thick square pizza.
Wow. I mean, I am into this. Do you know what the dough is made out of? Can you tell?
No, I mean, I could guess chickpea just because that's what you've been doing, but I don't know if that's what it is.
This is sweet potato.
Oh, it's a sweet potato. Oh, I would have no idea.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. This is amazing. I had no idea. I'm blown away. So my last thought, or just observation, is just that the crisp on this one is more crisp, maybe because it's like, it's actually not more crisp, but you feel the crisp more because it's like a lighter, where this one, like the bottom, it's still crisp, but it doesn't have that like crunch to it. The back part does, you know, the crust. I don't know, it's just my last observation.
Okay. Yeah, well, which one did you like better?
I don't know. I kind of think maybe I like this one now. They're both good. I would eat both of them. I don't know that I'd like one better than the other. It's just like whatever I'm in the mood for that day.
Yeah. I mean, they're both really good. I mean, I think you're going to win on either one of these.
Yep.
And the sweet potato just adds such a cool element to this.
So good.
This is like a legit pizza dough. Way better than your normal homemade, I'll be honest. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. That's one.